Hello friends and fellow adventurers. Alright, let's get out here and we're going to head into the shallow or whatever this area is. Yeah, we know we got to take the thing. Okay. I don't know why that text comes up each time. We know about this. Okay. There we go. So, let's boogie around here. So let's see where exactly we're trying to get to. Oh, okay, this shouldn't be too hard. So as long as we sort of keep to the left each time, I think we're good. Oh, come on, come on, come on. No, 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 I definitely did not want to go this way. Okay, so maybe I'm still able to get at it. Okay, okay, there we go. In here. This should be where the objective is. Dad, a school of disguising bass right there. Excellent. Whoa, what is going on here with our boats? Things are a little, we're the disguising bass. What was Ethan after again? Evidence that they don't wear top hats. Hey, don't give me that look. You agreed to this. Okay, so guess, hold the phone. No, we don't have a... Oh, okay, that's cool. So we got some more things. Probably after we handed all these things into the museum. There's the disguising bass. Interesting. Again, there's surprisingly less and less fishies here. Okay. Okay, oh, come on. There we go. Maybe we just catch one of these. I don't know if it's in here or what. Let's see if this is it. Ooh, a jazzy rabbit. I like the jazzy rabbit. Forgot about them. They're cute. So we're still at 4,900. Yeah, so this is good. We made a mountain of cash. I thought we were just, I guess we must have had like, I don't know, how much? 8 grand at least in food then? Which is pretty cool. Well, you can pull a rabbit out of a hat, so maybe this is related to the disguising fish. A halberd barracuda. Is that a new catch? I don't know. Again, it does tell me. I just am not reading. I'm so lazy. Not lazy, impetuous. I just am too quick. Skipping steam. That says new catch. Okay. Some of these must be new then. I do wonder if the mahi-mahi is somewhere in here. Jazzy rabbit again. So I'm guessing it's not in this patch. Or I'm needing to use a different rod or something. Skipping steam. We're going to have depleted the fishing stock soon. Hey, bird. More skipping steam. I really do like the detail of the birds flying by. I think that's a great touch. I can never... like, there's so few memorable games that use this style. This sort of voxely look. Like Staxel was a really fun one in this style. I don't think of many games that in this style where... Oh, rice fish, okay. I thought we'd seen that before. I don't know why it says new catch. I don't know if sometimes it gets confused with that or if that truly is the first time I've seen it. I feel like we've seen it before. I like this style. I can't imagine it's a hard... or not an easy style. It's not an easy style to work with. But I have no idea. Maybe it's super easy, but it just seems like it would be hard designing in this. Like, making everything... You know, as we found, once in a while you end up in a weird bit of, you know, game landscape where you can't pivot the way you want to or whatever. There's, like, stuff like that that makes it kind of very constrained, but I don't think that's necessarily I don't know, it's probably all 3D games. I have no idea. There's so many, I feel like the number of, yeah, I don't know, all the components. It's like a game that actually has a good story. That's one thing, and that, you know, honestly, a lot of games have okay stories. Very few games have really good stories, and very few games have really good writing. A lot of games have okay writing or not bad writing, but it's finding a compromise between the style of the game, the writing of the game, the overall just, you know, structure of the game, whether the quests are interesting and work, whether the overall game loop is interesting, like is the activity you're doing fun. Tying together all of those things, I can't even fathom the nightmare of trying to put out especially perhaps an indie game where you've got a smaller crew of people you're working with. I really can't imagine how difficult that is. And to do it on a timeline, and to like not, because, you know, when you read Steam forums and stuff and you look at like new games that come out, the gamers are kind of some of the worst humans. We really are. And I'll include all of us. But I think there's an impatientness, there's a it's not all gamers, but there's definitely like a small vocal group of gamers, I think, who are just have high expectations. And games do sometimes set unnecessarily high expectations for themselves, where they kind of, you know, they're trying to get attention so that they can sell copies, but in doing so, you also run the risk of like, that's interestingly, they're not going away. Like, usually they kind of go away after a bit. But at any rate, yeah, I can't imagine the difficulty of like trying to do something that appeases to everybody, doesn't cheese anybody off, is done on budget, it's done on deadline, it's done in a way that just satisfies everybody, and it doesn't implode the studio with people, you know, not working in union to get it all together, without everybody doing crunch. To make that happen just as this really wrecks my brain to imagine. Okay, we're kind of in the right spot here, so I'm going to have to look again to see if there's any further direction on how we catch this thing. Because we are not seeing it in this. Yeah, I've looked at two things here. So I don't know. Is there like a way of... Can I like try to fish into this? I don't know if that's a thing. It does weird stuff to my fishing rod. Yeah, we got Jazzy Rabbit. Okay. I mean, I don't know, we're just looking for some kind of evidence, so... Okay, I'm gonna try my... I think these things also might damage the big boat. So, what, like, we're right on this, right? Basically? So I don't know if it's like... one of these two groups? It's kind of bizarre. Let's actually check our questing again. It says, shallow steam, fish caught 0. Okay, so I don't know. I was going to try and fish out into the open and not actually at one of the groups, because I fished a lot and we have not seen anything. So this is going to be another one of those like nightmare quests where you're just like, it doesn't want to happen. That's fine. We'll get some... I mean, we're going to get fish. That's like, whatever. At the end of the day, we're getting a pile of fish. That's all good. It does make me wonder what that... Since that spiral of fish didn't go away, maybe we just had to be very persistent. Like, maybe that spiral wasn't going away because they're waiting for you to catch it, and it just will keep there. It'll stay there until you do. I don't know. But at any rate, the end of what I was saying, it's really just, I every time I play a video game and I get deep enough into it and I really pause and, you know, I find things annoying in games and there's things I don't like in games, but I never fail to be amazed by the fact that they even exist, that the process works, that people make these things happen out of magical numbers and words in code, and that it all comes together. It's astounding. It's one of those really, like, movies are also baffling. When you watch how a movie gets made and you see the kind of the machinery of that process, it's another one of those things where you're just like, how does this even get made? It's astounding. Like, let's slice this movie up into a billion pieces, and then we'll just tediously assemble those pieces together, and magically somehow it'll all work. Really? How? Okay, so we're in the early in the day now. I don't know. I'm curious to know, like, if there's a time of day when I'm supposed to get this, or I do feel like there's some of these fish are difficult to get. They're just annoying. Okay, I'm kind of, let's see here. Because there's this dot here. Do you have to be like right on this dot? Maybe that's it. Although I feel like that's probably not it. Sure, whatever. No, net. Put the net away, dude. I'm gonna go fishing. I'm gonna go right on the dot. We'll see if this helps at all. Jazzy rabbit. But yeah, any of these like group creative activities that, like a book is amazing that it gets made, but it's the variables are much different. It's not 1,000 moving parts in the same way. I mean, it's one person managing 1,000 moving parts, but it's a different thing. Managing all these disparate elements where any one of them can throw the whole process into disarray and just derail the whole thing. That, somebody steers that chaos into the semblance of something, and that the end product is just everyone goes, you take it for granted how much went into it when you just enjoy it. That's amazing. Like, when you forget about the process, the game has really gone past being, the nuts and bolts and elevated into something else. At the same time, whenever I get far enough in, for the first while, I can forget about all that, and then at some point, eventually, I am aware of it. But it's more of this level of just being impressed. Like, wow, somebody did this. Good job, them. What time is 4? I don't want to leave this space because I feel like this is good that we're in this space. But I am at a point where we've caught a lot of fish. So I don't know how the Jazzy Rabbit. It didn't have any other specifics about like what we need to catch it with or anything. So, you know what? Let's go. Okay, let's look here in our booklet. Not here. So it's Disguising Bass. So let's go into here and see if we can find the Disguising Bass, because I feel like we did see... I feel like it was Haunting Scream, Mighty Devourer. That's nice. We know about those now. I feel like it was in the bottom right. Okay, I'm just going to go through quickly because... Oh. Sea sprites. Okay, we got those. Okay, no. I must have not seen it as I blew past it. Okay. Or it's one that we don't know anything about because we haven't seen it yet. But a lot of these, I feel like we're given some information, so we do know something about them. I guess maybe he hasn't told us enough. Blinding Sun. Fang Thief. Ah, Disguising Bass. Okay, Hot Springs. No, it doesn't say anything. So it just says location, hot springs. So I'm guessing shallow steam is, we're on the location. I wish I could zoom out farther. Yeah, I'm guessing, because then the geysers and thermals, so we're in the right place. All right, so we don't know anything else about it, so who knows? Yeah, it's weird when these things take so long. Again, I don't know if there's... I just assume within the first, like, if I don't get within, like, about 5, I think I've done something wrong. I can't help but think that. Because when it, you're 20 in, I go, oh no, this isn't good. We've messed up somehow. But it could just be a time of day issue. This fish may only appear at certain times of day, and we don't know that yet. That's an issue. But we are in the right spot, so I mean, I'm just going to stay in this spot. We're going to just keep trying. I don't know what time I started at. It's an issue. But we are getting them quite quick, so it's not like we're losing the day here. We're making decent progress on these things. So yeah, 4,900. Looks like we must have sold all the meals then. So we capped out on that. That's pretty good. Because there's a lot of the things that are like sub 2,000, 3,000 in the hundreds. So, another 5 grand, 10 grand will hopefully suffice. And who knows, maybe there'll be a reward for some of the things remaining, but I doubt it, but... Okay, jazzy rabbitfish. Hey bird, if you could help me out here, if you could just spot one. You just check it out for me, let me know. Halberd barracuda. We're gonna have like 20 or 30 of each of those. There we go, rice fish. That's fine. I noticed there was a couple of the fish, the ling or one of the other basic fish we have like 1 billion of, so I just gotta check what recipe we can use to cook, and if we're cooking like huge swaths of certain things, hopefully that'll help as well. I think we're gonna it won't be much effort at this point to cook things. I thought we would have to do a lot more intentional fishing, as in just fishing for the point of catching cooking ingredients, but we've had to do so much incidental fishing where we're just trying to catch something else and then we catch everything else under the sun. I'm guessing that's what that whole fix up the museum thing is about. It just forces you out there to go and get a lot of fish, so then it doesn't seem as onerous to complete the rest of the quests. Like the surf shack, you just make the food. Which I think that's pretty good design. I was thinking, I was like, I don't really look forward to like sitting and just fishing endlessly, but at the same time I would. Yeah, I find this one and the other one where we're trying to catch the thing, there's a couple frustrating ones where you're like, this is not, it should be more straightforward. So I'm a little like baffled as to why this one is so it should not be so, it feels very chance-based unless I'm doing something terribly wrong, but, I mean, we're on the spot. I don't see if I'm doing something wrong, I'm not sure what. We'll see. This is my whole objective now, is just getting this one fish. It is funny how, I don't also know how episodes in this game are going to go. Like, I might get tons of stuff done, or I might literally be doing this where I'm just trying to get one fish, and it blows me away. Like, it's so unexpected what's going to come of it. I think this was a harder series for people. It's a if you're not into the theme, it's a bit of a, you've got to get over that to get into, you know, whether there's enjoyment in it. I've enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, I like the style. I definitely was pulling me in long ago. I wasn't sure if the theme would be enough to sustain me through. I think it has been. I think they've done a great job with trying to manage all of those little tasks and stuff. And it does, you know, it feels all coherent. Yeah, no, I've been pleased with that. I think there's points where I get confused, but it's just me. I'm always wary of, like, getting too gripey about games, because I think, it was probably me. Sometimes it is, sometimes I think it isn't. There's a few things in games where they're just way too random. Generally speaking, though, they kind of catch those things. I mean, that's just good design. They get feedback early on. They realize that's terrible and they fix it. Yeah, I don't. It's not often I find I get into a game where it just truly is bad. But I guess I'm pretty picky about what I play as well, though. I still have such a monstrous backlog of games to get to here in the next bit. I'm trying to, as we, you know, we're into summer, I'm wrapping up as many series as I can, so that my kind of what I have to record. Like, I don't even know when this episode goes up. I am so far ahead in this game. But it's mostly, A, I've been enjoying it, and B, I was like, okay, I could probably wrap this series up before I get into my, you know, family being off for the summer. I don't know if that's going to happen. Probably. Oh, for sure, I will have had recorded it, but I might be like 2 months ahead on this series. That's how far. Okay, this is bananas. I'm not getting anything here. Like, I'm really, is it on this reef? Let's try that. We'll just try in a different physical location here. Because this reef does seem like it's a weird thing. You're between these two things, and then you're on this kind of like what looks to be some sort of reef. We are on it. It's a shallow location. I just don't know. Maybe we could move a little bit so I'm even more on this ledge. Like we're really, yeah, I've not seen a new fish in a while. Like, and I don't, okay, I mean, the objective is, I guess I could try out here again. There's these two ponds here, so I mean, I don't know if one of them's the objective and that the marker's just in a weird spot. I feel like we've done this. This might be one of those rare things that I have to look up to see, like, is this busted? Like, or am I doing something wrong? Because quite often, it'll just happen eventually. But if I go like a full day of trying a thing, I think, maybe it's not here, or I'm doing the wrong thing, or I did need to have a specific rod that it's not telling me about. Or see this pile of fish here. Look at that, we depleted this. What is this one? This one I couldn't deplete. I mean, it was 8 billion fish we pulled out of this one. And we're off the marker now, too, which is troubling. These rabbit fish. If they actually look like rabbits, that would be really distressing. I think people would be like, you know what, I don't know if that I'm into this fishing after all. I still am curious if, like, you know, if you go enough days, you go, like, without sleep, and it's emulating actual fishing. Like, do we black out at some point? Do we just end up back at shore? They're like, you know, you drowned We just fell overboard, we got injured, got caught up in rigging. Like, at some point, is there something terrible? Or is it just that we just go, once a day, we just kind of, we hit the Z's. We stop for a second, and then it reminds us that we're tired all the time. Like, is there a consequence? I have no idea. I can see us, like, walking really slow, but, like... Okay, we're not catching anything. Okay, I feel like I'm missing something here. At this point. Thankfully I was able to... Okay, it could be that it's the rain. That's maybe. Because we haven't seen rain yet. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's rain. A rainfish? Maybe it wears a hat to keep the rain away? But again, why, like, you're not going to keep coming out to these spots. And you're not in your boat, like your big boat, so you can't go to sleep. And just try during, like, specific times a day. So you're kind of stuck... just fishing endlessly, which does wear thin. If you don't catch in, like, 50 or 100 fish, it does seem like, I don't know. I have no way. I should look how many of these jackrabbit fish I have now. It must be like 30. Let's see here. I am curious. Yeah, we got 154 moon eels. I gotta figure out what I can cook with that. The sand fleas, I got 48 of those. The jackrabbit fish, I have 36. And the rice fish, 13. The skipping steam, I have 21. So, we got a few of those. And I can't, like... There's nothing... They don't get caught in my nets here. Come on. Who's a good fish? No. Okay. I'm gonna buzz around here a little bit more. Yeah, what? Like, I would have thought it would have been more obvious. Dad, it's cool disguising bass, right? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, that's the closest you're gonna get to hearing me cuss in a game. Just exasperation. Right there. Okay, but evidence they don't work. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I guess that's... Am I supposed to... Okay, was it... There was a school here, but then they moved. So I guess it is this school. Okay, so I guess it was this, so I wasted at least a bit of time. But I've fished a lot at this spot and nothing, so... What I wonder now is if I do this right after getting the message, if I find it quicker. Oh my goodness. It must have been. It must have been because the one that I was saying, it wasn't disappearing, and they normally do disappear because you kind of fish the stock out at some point. If that wasn't happening, so I'm wondering if this is just an endless pit of fish until you magically get that random fish. Which, I don't know, I mean, again, how many do you have to fish? Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, I'm not impressed with this one. At a certain point of the quest, it, like, you sink into the behavior that you're doing, whatever the activity, and at a certain point you chill and you go, yeah, this is alright, I'm having a good time, this is nice, it's relaxing. And then at a certain point you just become aware that it's not happening, and then you get slightly annoyed, and then you're like, well, this is kind of irritating, and then you kind of just get increasingly agitated. That's me. That's what happens here. But it's not anger, it's more just like, it is exasperation. It's just like, really? Do I need to just jump out and do I need to doff my cap to the fish? And hello, gentle fish. And then we jump into the water and join them for a while, and we have tea, and then eventually one of them agrees to jump in my boat. Like, what do I have to do? What magical spells must I procure? I don't know. Alright, well, we'll just keep at it. I guess this is it. At some point we just, again, we start hallucinating, and then that's a whole thing. Maybe that's why we see the hat, is that we've been fishing for 3 days straight, and we've gone completely bananas. And we're like, well, every fish has a top hat. Don't you see it? Don't you see it? This one has a cane. This one has a knighthood. This one owns a manor. Alright, fish, come on. Those two fish are fighting with dueling pistols. There was there's the two groups, so I mean, but I feel like the other group disappeared after a while, and this one did not, which makes me suspect it's this one. Because this group is indestructible, and it's just like a permanent quest pin. With terrible random number issues. And I gotta say, our character wouldn't have that same smile on their face after pulling in 36 bunny fish. Be like, okay, I'm just tired, my arms hurt so much, my arms are jello. Be like, Jello, that's a jazzy rabbit. That's what we'd say every single time. Well, that's a jazzy rabbit. I can't feel my fingers. Well, that's a jazzy rabbit. Well, that's a barracuda. It's not a barracuda, it's a pantsacuda. We just completely have gone insane. Alright. It's going to feel good defeating this quest, though. Because it's not completing the quest, it's defeating it. We're going to have defeated it with our willpower. You can't lose me quest. I feel like there's probably something I had to do before this. They're like, oh no, you had to have like fixed up the thing with that stuff. And there was a hat shop you had to fix up in town, because that's where the fish buy their hats. So if you don't get that done, well then... Oh. There we go. I unplugged my microphone. My foot is restless. Alright. I swear, this will be like an hour of doing this. This is astounding. If I just suddenly get it, I will lose my mind. I feel like I've done something wrong now, like that I'm not correctly... I don't know, but then it did seem like we triggered it, and they were like, it's right there. Okay, I'm gonna go and just, because this is silly. See, it could be that one there. Because we go over here, and she's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, see, that school doesn't really... Like, the other school doesn't come back. Okay. Hey, fish. How's it going? I'm gonna do some... We're gonna just mix it up here, and we're gonna get some with a net for a second. Just to work the muscles. Alright. What do we got? Oh, right, this is where we get the barcode ones. Good stuff. Those were lucrative, because we were using those for the sashimi, were we not? The tuna... Okay, that was most of them. Valyrian fish. Alright, fishies. Good stuff. Banana mackerel. Mmm. gonna say something about it tasting good in a smoothie, but it's just it's horrible. See, that's what the sea madness would give to us. We would think, we'd be like, well, I caught this banana mackerel, I peeled it, put it in a smoothie. Not as bad as you would expect. Also not good. Boxer shrimp, urchin, boxer shrimp. Alright, I think I'm going to head back now and continue on with the fishing. It was a nice breather there. Okay, you know, I'm going to try this school of fish here. Just for variation here. Okay, skipping steam. Again, I don't feel like it's going to be here, but it's one of those things where you're just like, I don't know. Try the other thing. I didn't say how we catch it, that's the thing. So we're seeing all the same fish. It's the barracuda and the skipping. Yeah, so I don't know, it seems the same. Barracuda again. Again, bird, you're not helping me out. You should be pointing out the fish. Jazzy rabbit. We're gonna have to talk to Ethan. That dude owes me like 4 days' wages. I don't know what we're booking out at. It's gotta be a lot though. No, I don't think that's it. I don't know. And then, you know, we don't know what exactly. I'm assuming I don't catch it like this. Oop. Because we get the thing over here is what I find baffling, where she's like, Dad, it's over this way. Oh, interesting. So we got we got that information again. How did I trigger that again? Maybe I went too close to the exit? I really don't know. Alright, well, I think I'm at a point. I'm going to get a couple more, and then I think I might have to take a break, and then come back at this and just... I'm going to look. I'm going to look it up. Someone else must have said, what's up with this quest? Why is this not triggering? I'm going to lose my mind. That's what I'm going to... My search form will be. My search query. I'm sure this is a question. Because if I'm finding it to be this not obvious, it must be either it's just a randomness, it's like a time of day issue that I'm just not lucking out at the right point. It would seem that it's something like that. I don't want to drive my... Because we got to sleep to save the game as well. Oh no, we can manually save, can't we? It saves when you sleep, but I think you can save between. So it's like, I also don't want to leave this spot. It'd be nice to not have to do that again. In the back of my head, I'm like, we're gonna get it. It's gonna any second. I have a kind of optimism about it. I'm just like, no, there's no way we're not gonna get this. We're definitely gonna get this. It's gonna happen, I tell you. Day 59. It's ours. It's ours. This is there's gonna be a fish here wearing a top hat, and it's gonna be amazing. I keep thinking maybe I caught it. No, it's a bass. I haven't seen a bass yet. I do kind of suspect I need to use a specific rod or bait, which means I need to go back to my boat to change that out. Okay. Which is kind of... That's also maddening. Because I can't do that here. Equipment. Yeah, see, I can't change out. I'm using the rod, whatever, the agile, da-da-da. And it doesn't tell me here any information about the disguising pass, so I don't know. Oh, hold up. Okay, why did that fish school move there? They did move, didn't they? Did I just spook them? I spooked them over here. It was the same group, but now they're over here. Is that what happened? I feel like it is. Alright, yeah, I'll go like one more. And then I'm going to have to... Z's doesn't describe it. So intriguing. At any rate, a weird episode. Sometimes you just do not get the thing. Well, hopefully we'll look it up and we'll see if we get it at the start of next time. Or we live here now. This is where we stay permanently. I don't know. It doesn't say anything. It's just giving me no info. So, we'll figure it out. It was like that other one, I think. Took a little bit, but we got it. Alright, we will see you all next time. Till then, bye-bye.